In this video, we're going to be discussing sales and income tax. A sales tax is a compensation tax imposed by the government for any sale of goods or services that you may receive. In the state of Texas, we have a state tax of 6.25%. However, individual cities can add upon that. So our city tax for San Antonio is 8.25%, which means if we have an example, if we go purchase a TV and we purchase that TV for $400, we'll have an additional 8.25% added to the purchase, which is the tax on the item, which would actually bring your total to $433.12, not just a $400 TV. So what are some things that can't be taxed? Some things that can't be taxed are foods, and I mean like groceries, healthcare benefits for any family or anybody that is paying for health insurance cannot be taxed, and any sales to the U.S. government. Income tax. Income tax is a type of tax that the government imposes on income by businesses and individuals. By law, individuals must file an annual income tax return to determine how much of an obligation we have in taxes each year. Income taxes are our government's revenue, which they fund any public services, any Social Security, Medicare, government assistance programs, transportation, education, and anything in the science or medical research area. Okay, so how do we actually solve for sales tax? Okay, so let's look at the first example. 5% sales tax on an $81.08 bookcase. So there's two things I want to know. I want to know the total tax, and then I want to know the total cost once the tax has been applied. So first thing we do is we take our 5% and we change that to a decimal, which gives us 0.05. From there, I'm going to go ahead and multiply the 0.05, which is our 5%, to the total of the bookcase prior to taxes being applied. Once I multiply my 5% by $81.80, that gives me 4.05. That total is actually how much my taxes are. So my taxes on this particular item at 5% is $4.05. Once I have my tax total, I then can go ahead and add it to my total cost prior to taxes being applied, and that'll give me my total purchase amount. In this case, when I add $4.05 to 81.08, I get $85.13. So my total cost with taxes will be $85.13. Let's go ahead and take a look at example number 2. Example number 2 says 5.75% sales tax on a $35.67 blouse. Remember, just like question number 1, I want to know both my tax total and the total of my purchase. So the first thing I need to do is I need to change my 5.75% to a decimal. When I move my decimal 2 places to the left, that gives me 0.0575. From here, I'm going to go ahead and multiply that to my total purchase cost prior to taxes being applied. Once I multiply 0.0575 times 35.65, that gives me 2.11. 2.11 is going to represent the total tax amount, so that's $2.11 that I'm going to pay on taxes on this $35.65 blouse. Once I figure out my tax amount, I then add it to my purchased cost prior to taxes, which is $35.65. When I do so, I then get my total cost of the purchase, including taxes, which is $38.76. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at income tax. Income tax is solved very similar to the way we solved sales tax in a lot of ways. We have to change our percent to a decimal, and then we usually have to add or subtract some numbers after. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 1. Number 1 says Carlos has a monthly income of $1,800. He pays 19% income tax rate. What is the amount of income tax in dollars and cents that Carlos has to pay? So the first thing that we have to look at are things that the actual problem give us. Okay, so we see that Carlos has an income of $1,800 and an income tax of 19%. We want to know what is the amount of income tax that Carlos pays. So just like sales tax, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change that 19% to a decimal. By doing that and moving the decimal place 2 places to the left, I should get 0.19. From there, I will multiply 0.19 by 1,800, which gives us 342 even. 342 is going to represent how much taxes he pays based off of that income of $1,800. So the total tax that he pays is $342 in income tax. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. It says John's monthly income is $5,210. What is his net income after 16% of federal withholding taxes are withdrawn? So the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, what is net income? Net income is the amount of money an individual takes home after taxes have been applied and deducted from your paycheck. The first thing that we need to do to find how much John's net income is to change our 16% to a decimal. Once we've changed it by moving the decimal place 2 places to the left, that becomes 0.16. Once we've changed our percent to a decimal, we then will go ahead and multiply our monthly income, how much we've earned, by that federal withholding, which is 16%. After we've multiplied, we do get 833.60. This is going to be how much John pays in federal income tax. Once we figure out his tax amount, we then subtract it from his income. This leaves us with $4,376.40, which is John's monthly income once the federal taxes have been withdrawn, and this is called his net income, what he actually takes home each month. All right, so now let's go ahead and work on our Schoology assignment. If you have any questions, let us know.